Alright, so today's another day and we're going to be painting the Miata. Now, some of you got it, some of you didn't, but the drywall was actually just a joke and I went and bonded the car last night. So here it is, and as you can see I've already started to sand a few of the places, and I also changed the thermostat to a lower temperature one last night, changed the oil, and did a bunch of other general maintenance things. But now I'm going to pull the Miata out of the garage and get started on this endless amount of sanding I'm going to have to do. Alright, so here it is. It isn't completely perfect, but it definitely looks a lot better than it did. You can still tell a few little dents, but overall it looks way better. But before I can paint it, I have to let everything dry from where I rinsed off all the sanding dust. But I'm going to move on and do a couple other things. So these taillights look a bit ridiculous, and I actually have an OEM set, but I'm missing one side, so I have to go to the junkyard. But I'm going to pull these off and paint them in the meantime, just to try and make it look a little bit better. And I'm also going to pull some of these indicators off the front and tint them. Now to do this, I'm just going to be misting it with some 96 cent spray paint. It's actually the same thing I did for the E36 taillights. So the tinted indicators actually came out pretty good. They look really dark here just because it's in the shade, but when the light is hitting it, it's actually pretty light. But now moving on to the taillights. Now these I had to tint pretty dark just because they were so bright, and I just want to get rid of the chrome. So they're pretty dark, which I'm not really happy about, but it definitely looks better than it did, and these will be replaced with the OEM lights soon enough. But that's all the work I'm going to be doing today. Tomorrow I'm just going to pick up and start painting it then. The prep work took a lot longer than I thought it would, but it'll be worth it in the end, and I'll get a semi-decent rattle can paint job. Alright, so hopefully I can get this thing all painted. I've already done a little bit overnight. I just need to do some sanding on the back, and then this thing will be good to go. I also need to weld up these little holes that were made to try and pull the fender out. Alright, so after all that work, the paint is finally done. There's still a few small things I gotta do, like just get rid of some overspray and just general stuff like that. But overall, the car is done, so let's take a look. So I'll just quickly go over the paint. Now the hood, as you can see, there's still some blemishes in it, but it looks way better than it did with all the dents. If you haven't seen the first episode, go back and watch it. You'll see just how rough this car looked, and especially the hood. But moving on, the rest of the paint's pretty even. Now the trunk has some blemishes. I ran out of paint, so I couldn't really get it completely even. As you can see, I literally bought all the paint from every local Walmart here, so I'll just have to wait till they restock. But the rest of the car is all right. The tail lights, they look a lot better tinted. They're not chrome, which I hated. They still don't look good, and I can't wait to have OEM tail lights, but these will do for the time being. Now the side panel, there's not really much I could do. I just filled the holes. Maybe I'll get an over fender or something like that at some point, but for now that's just how it's gonna stay. But that's the paint job. It came out decent enough, I suppose. I really just wanted to get it done so I can start doing modifications, get to doing that stuff. But first I gotta do the maintenance and all that before I start beating on the car. It is a new car to me, so I just wanna make sure everything is structurally sound and it's not gonna blow up. But I do have quite a few parts coming in the mail for the Miata, and also have some plans for the E36, so don't worry about that. But if you're new to the channel, just started watching, be sure to subscribe if you want more content. I put out a lot of videos, and also I just hope all of you are excited for this build. Now I got 2 going, hopefully twice the content, which is more for y'all to enjoy. But as always, until then guys.